Greetings and welcome to another live video. Whew, it has been a crazy day, but I'm super happy to be here with all of you as always. Today we're getting a little 4D on ya, not 3D, not 5D, but 4D, which means that we're going to be talking about agendas, we're going to be talking about reptilians, we're going to be talking about conspiracies. I definitely didn't expect the content of this video to go in this direction, but it went there, and we're going to be diving into it. For those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to remind you that everything in all of my videos is channeled, which basically means I tap into the collective consciousness, I tap into universal source energy, and I ask questions and I receive information. And that's why I didn't expect the content of this video to go in this direction, but yeah, we're going there. So we are going to be talking about the royal family, reptilian agendas. We're going to be talking about sex trafficking, and we're even going to be touching upon 5G technology today. So just kind of being aware that we are skirting across all 4D frequencies today. And why not? Because we're in the middle of it. Like, we are literally in the middle of this crazy galactic war right now at this time. Before we get into Epstein and Prince Harry and all of the other royal family members and pretty much the big agendas, I do have just a couple of announcements. Today is the 10th, tomorrow is the 11th, which basically means that we have another Galactic Federation meeting. We've got epic questions like, when is disclosure? How can we help these starseed children wake up? You know, all about the dark agendas, the conspiracies, kicking the elites off the planet, you name it, we're talking about it tomorrow. And I actually took all of the Galactic Federation questions for tomorrow from Instagram. So thank you to all of you who submitted your questions on Instagram. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, definitely check that out. I only have one account on Instagram. I will never contact you. I will never solicit you for a reading or money at all. That's been a huge issue with fake accounts on Instagram. My actual Instagram account is elizabeth.april. It will never change, so please be aware of that. And definitely follow me for cosmic galactic updates, and then also just kind of updates on my own life and what's going on with my book and all of that great stuff. So very excited to see all of you tomorrow for the Galactic Federation meeting. If you can't make it, you can definitely check it out afterwards, and we'll get the mods to post some links, and you'll also see all of the links posted in the description of this video as well. I also have another super exciting collaboration to mention for all of you. There's an amazing company. It's literally called the Galactic Federation of Light, and it is merchandise. So they sent me a ton of their merch. Not only is it really well made, but it has a message to it. So a lot of it is like illuminate, and a lot of their, well, pretty much all of their logos. Let's see if I can find it here. It actually illuminates in the light. So it's all very reflective. So I'm collabing with them, and basically if you use my code, and the code is EA2022, you get this beautiful free scarf with really any purchase. So you want to purchase a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, you use the code EA2022 and you will get this scarf. And what's really beautiful about this scarf is it actually really encapsulates their message. So their message is all about this stripe of light and empowering yourself and ascending to a new frequency and dimension. Of course, that's what the Galactic Federation is all about. That's what we are here to do, and that's what this scarf is. You'll see this stripe of light on every single item of their merchandise, once again, really emphasizing that we are all ascending and moving into a higher frequency. Once again, you'll find that link below. Last but not least, I'm doing a very special event. I've never done this before. I felt the need to do this. 2022 is all about actually romance. And although I have publicly said I don't believe in twin flames, only because I believe we are not binary souls, we are multi-dimensional souls. And some people really had an issue with that video, which is totally cool. We're going to be talking about how to attract your human, how to attract your love, how to attract your perfect, most ideal partner. And then if you are in a relationship, how do you shift your relationship vibration to the next level? So we're having this event. It's going to be on Valentine's Day. What a great and perfect day to celebrate love and to really learn a lot about how to attract, and not only attract, but maintain love. So the event is called Love Attraction. No surprise there. And tickets are $22.22. It includes a really amazing workbook that I've been working on all week. And then it also includes the recording of the event too. So I really hope that if you are in a relationship, you can sit down with your partner, you can both fill out the workbook together, you can work on the activities, you can expand your understanding of each other coming from this event. If you're single, I'm hoping that you can watch this event, you can do the workbook, and you can really learn what are your standards as a single starseed and who do you want to be attracting, and essentially how do you attract them. So it's for people who are in a relationship and who are single. When I was channeling the content of this workshop, Love Attraction, I was like, oh my God, how have I never done this before? Like, this is great information. And even my assistant, Lauren, and she's like kind of our creative director, she was like, oh my God, girl, this stuff is gold. And I'm like, I know, how have we never actually talked about this? So that's gonna be a great event, and that's once again happening February 14th. If you can't come live, check out the recording. If you're coming live and you can't even make it, you get the recording included in your ticket. All right. Awesome. Okay, so let's actually do another intuitive mug. For those of you who don't know what intuitive mug means, it's a psychic activity where every live video I'm going to have a mug, nondescript but also pretty badass mug, and it has a liquid in it. I want all of you to, don't say it now, okay? Tune into the liquid, whether you're live or watching the recording. And I want you to get a feel for what it tastes like. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it sweet? Is it bitter? I want you to work on your psychic abilities, tune into the liquid in the mug, and by the end of this live video, I'm gonna ask all of you what you think is in the mug, and I was blown away how probably 80% of you guessed tea last time. It was kombucha. Kombucha is just tea. Super, super impressed by your abilities. This one's a bit tricky. We'll see, we'll see. I mean, it's not a trick. There is a liquid in here. I'm gonna taste it. I want you guys to like taste it with me. And then by the end, I'll ask you what you think it is. All right. Are you ready to get 4D? Are you ready to get into conspiracies, agendas? Jesus, like, it's crazy what's happening out there. I know I'm ready to get into it. Okay, so once again, we're going to be talking about the fall of the reptilian family, but it is way more than that, because the reptilian, like, I mean, there's many reptilian families on planet Earth, but they're struggling right now, and it's a very, very exciting. You guys, you're not supposed to guess now. But I do see that someone guessed it correctly already. Don't guess, don't guess. Okay. So funny. Can we just talk about like Ghislaine Maxwell? I'm gonna say all of the names. I'm not gonna hold back. I don't even care anymore if I get shadow banned, because we have a beautiful membership platform that is completely censorship free. So if I get shut down on YouTube, guess what? I'm just going over to my membership platform like that. You know what I mean? Like, I have another option now, so I'm not even scared, which is a really great place to be. Okay, so we all know that Epstein got basically caught. He was put into prison. He died in prison by suicide. That's a conspiracy in and of itself. I definitely think that the dark side killed him off before before the light side was able to get any information from him. Very similar things are happening with Ghislaine Maxwell, but what's really beautiful about it is the white hats, if you want to call them that. I believe that they have her in custody, which means that she's still alive. I think the fact that this woman is still alive with the amount of information that she has is pretty incredible, pretty mind-blowing in and of itself. But what's happening right now is, because she has this black book of information, and if you guys don't know about any of this, that's totally cool, because I didn't really know about any of this because I just don't watch the news and I just couldn't care less. But it's also important to understand in the greater scheme of the planet what's happening. I feel like my shirt is actually completely inside out, so I'm just gonna casually... No, it wasn't inside out. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not used to wearing frilly things. Yeah, totally not my style. Okay. So basically, this woman was like neck and neck, and some rumors say that she was actually romantic partners with Jeffrey Epstein. I think that's his name. And he had this island, and it was notorious for sex trafficking, and it was also notorious for a lot of like political and celebrity people going there, which are really truly just reptilian beings. And that's where a lot of people, a lot of really dark, corrupt, but also powerful and money hungry people would participate in really terrible, disgusting sex trafficking acts. We have all known for quite, many years that sex trafficking is huge. It's a huge issue. Luckily, this issue has been exposed a lot in the past couple of years, not as much as it should be, but it has been exposed to a certain extent. And this woman, Ghislaine Maxwell, she is now in custody, and she has a lot of the information that Jeffrey Epstein had. And that's a positive thing, because now we can actually indict or persecute the people who have been involved at the higher end of things within, child sex trafficking. And that's really important that we catch these people and persecute them, you know what I mean, in the public's eye. So the fact that we're seeing this stuff take place at a 3D level, like say in the mainstream news, is really, really positive, because it means I believe that we probably see 10 to 20% on the front end in the news of what's actually happening at 100% in the back end, right behind the news. There's a lot of movement happening with the white hats right now. They're finally taking action. The world is finally ready to wake up, and it's a very exciting time to be alive. Okay, so I want to also mention something that I have mentioned before, but this is important with the royal family. So we've got Prince Harry, who's married to Meghan Markle. I had to write down all these names because I always mix them up. So I was in line at a grocery store. This was probably, I want to say, probably 4 years ago, and there was a People magazine in the grocery store checkout, and it had something like after a weekend away with the royal family, Meghan Markle is taking time apart from the royal family. This was when they were just getting married, or I don't know what was going on with them. Anyway, I had this huge download in this grocery store line that basically, right before they got married, the royal family exposed themselves to Meghan Markle as reptilian beings. And Meghan Markle was like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I want to do this. I really didn't think that this is what I was getting into. And I think I got to take some time away. So I channeled that. Funny story, but not funny at all. The exact same thing happened to Princess Diana. The reptilian family, the royal family, exposed themselves to Princess Diana, said, this is who we are. You have to do blood and sex rituals, unfortunately, with children in order to be a part of the royal family. This is what you have to do to basically sell your soul and to be indoctrinated into this as a royal family member. You have to do this, and then that kind of allows the reptilian entity to attach to the body. Especially if you're not of royal blood, you have to do hoops and bounds because you don't have necessarily the DNA. Okay, so what I channeled back then, and I have disclosed this before, but a lot of you are new to my channel. Basically, Meghan Markle is, she came into the royal family to complete the mission that Princess Diana wasn't able to complete. Once Princess Diana said, yo, I don't think that this is for me. This is not what I want. This is way too corrupt. This is not really what I thought I was getting into, and I'm out of here. They killed her off, okay? And I think a lot of us know that about Princess Diana. She's such a beautiful, you know, old soul who had a mission to disrupt the royal family, and she was unable to complete her mission. Meghan Markle has the exact same mission. In so many ways, she has come into the royal family to disrupt it and to complete the mission that Princess Diana came in with. She has now pulled Prince Harry out of it, and that has disrupted the royal family to a very extreme degree, okay? Which is awesome because they're out of there, right? They haven't disclosed anything, but they're out of there, and it is now all of a sudden, it is making the people question the royal family and the power that they have, even though they don't have any real political power, the power that they have, and the trust and the faith that the people have in the royal family. It's really that was the beginning of the collapse, okay? Princess Diana should have been the real beginning of it. Now what's happening, that's just what I channeled, okay guys? Take it or leave it, as always. If that doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you, and that's totally okay. Now what's happening is where we have, what's his name? Is it Charles? I didn't even write his name down. It's not Henry. Who is it? Who is it right now that's Prince? It's not Prince Harry. It's, it's not Charles. It's, who's the guy who's now with the Epstein stuff? Andrew, sorry, yes. I didn't write it down. Okay, so basically now what's happening is Prince Andrew was caught going to Epstein Island. Not only that, but he was caught with this woman named Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. And basically there's a picture of Prince Andrew and Virginia when she was 17. And Virginia basically says, Epstein made me sleep with Prince Andrew multiple times when I was underage. And now what's happening, okay, this is a 3D, this is the news story, and then I'll tell you what I channeled behind it. Basically, they were going to settle out of court. So this woman, Virginia, already settled with Epstein, okay, for $500,000. And basically Epstein's like, okay, cool, like I did some awful things to you and there's pictures to prove it, so I'm just gonna pay you out of court. The royal family was going to pay Virginia $5 million just to settle it. Now what Virginia is saying is, I don't think that's what I want. I don't think I want more money. I think I want this to go public. Now, what I channeled is, if this case goes public in 2022, it means it is going to be the collapse. It means it's going to be the end of the royal family and the power and control and the hold that the royal family have around all of the other reptilian overlords. And we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. Once again, the royal family doesn't really have too much power in the grand political scheme of things, but Queen Elizabeth she is literally, not only is she like the queen, like on the front end, but she is the reptilian leader on the back end of things, okay? Queen Elizabeth is like the one who has taken, how do I say this? It's almost like she's the leader of all of the reptilian leaders on planet Earth, which is pretty wild because most of the reptilian leaders are not in the public eye at all. They're not in the foreground of humanity at all. They're all on the back end. They never reach the news. So for her to be so astute in the public and then also so pronounced and in control on the back end is a pretty powerful position that she has. So, so the best thing in the grand scheme of things is to make it public. I have a very strong feeling that one of these timelines is she settles out of court One of the timelines is she takes it to court, and it's the collapse of the royal family and the hold that the royal family has. And we'll talk about that. And then the third thing, unfortunately, is that Virginia gets killed off. She gets persecuted. I believe that Virginia, this woman who, you know, had sex with Prince Andrew, and this is just what the claim is. This is what I saw and channeled. Now, to be honest, there have been many, unfortunately, many children that have been caught up in child sex trafficking, that were on Epstein Island, that were involved in the royal family, that have never been called out to the public because they have been killed off. There was no pictures to prove it. And fortunately, there was just this one, you know, lady, Virginia, who slipped through the cracks and who I believe has been in the custody of the White Hats protecting her. It is still a possibility that she is targeted and taken off before she gets to court. Like, literally, I feel like her life is in danger because of how public she could make this, all right? That's not a negative thing, that's just a very real thing. Okay, okay, there's many, many timelines. So this is what I channeled. As long as Queen Elizabeth still feels like she can control the reptilians, okay, she has control on the back end, she will remain here. She will remain on this planet. She will remain as Queen Elizabeth, probably well into her hundreds. However, there is doubt. There is doubt. Yes, there's doubt with the people, with Queen Elizabeth. Who cares about that? There's doubt within the reptilian leaders all over the planet on Queen Elizabeth's ability to lead the reptilians. So they are doubting her. And basically what I saw was that there's this council, which is odd because I don't think I've ever really channeled this council before. There's a reptilian council of like, kind of like the highest elite reptilian, whatever, overlords, whatever you want to call them, shadow government on planet Earth. And the council may strip her of her powers. Okay, yeah. So this council may say, you know what, Queen Elizabeth? The people no longer have faith in you. You no longer have the ability to control your own family. So why are we listening to you? Therefore, we're not going to listen to you. Therefore, we're kicking you out. Now, if Queen Elizabeth gets kicked out, okay, of her hold, it means that she dies on the front end. So at a 3D level in the mainstream news, oh, look at that, Queen Elizabeth died of a sudden heart attack, you know, whatever they want to tell us. And that basically means that this reptilian council no longer has faith in her to rule the reptilians on the back end. They basically say, you know what, you got to get off this planet. You're no longer in power. This is a positive thing. Not only is this a positive thing for the people of humanity, this is a positive thing for the agendas for the back end. This is what I channeled, okay? Once again, take it or leave it. If Queen Elizabeth is basically kicked from her throne, if she's kicked off of this planet, if she's no longer in power, right now she has a very strong hold around all of the basically reptilian shapeshifter leaders all around planet Earth. Like, it's almost like there's a system in place and she's the one kind of locking it down. And of course, she's got many people who work with her and for her to kind of lock that down. Okay, and so if she's out of the picture, this is what I channeled, there's going to be all out chaos. There is going to be a power struggle. There's going to be people, really shapeshifters all over the planet who are now going to be vying for that position. And there's not just one person who wants it, there's many reptilian shapeshifters and individuals in power, individuals in the limelight, individuals not in the limelight, who are going to be wanting that powerful position. And there's actually one man in particular that I channeled who is I want to say either a political or a religious leader, and I channeled where is he? Oh yeah, United Arab Emirates? I don't know. Anyway, that's where he is in the world, and he is really dark. Like, I want to say Queen E is pretty dark, but like he is like really corrupt, and he wants the power. That's just what I channeled. And yeah, basically he's going to be going after it, but he's not the only one that's going to be going after it. what I basically found out is that it's going to be a very, very positive thing to have all of this chaos ensue, because they're not going to have a plan, right? Basically, their greed is going to go against them, and shit's going to blow up. Like, there's going to be chaos on the back end of things. At a 3D level, we're really not going to see a whole lot of change happen. All right, Queen Elizabeth died, and this is now who's in power, but they don't really have much power. Like, you know what I mean? At the front end, we're not going to see a whole lot. At the back end, absolute chaos, and I'm really excited for that. And it can be a little bit scary as well, because, you know, some stuff could happen. Okay, what else? Yeah, so I just channeled here, chaos will destroy them, greed will destroy them. Oh yeah, okay. And then I'm like, okay, what else is going on? I was channeling it. Something really odd came up, but I'm going to mention it to you guys just because we're talking about the 4D, we're talking about conspiracies, we're talking about agendas here. So we all know that COVID and the V, I'll just say it that way, are mechanisms for control based on the fact that they are mechanisms for fear. That's what they are. They are mechanisms for fear. Fear controls the masses, because what does fear do? It lowers our vibration. There is another tactic that they have. And right now, because they being the shadow government, are scared. They're so scared, they are pushing another tactic. And some of you are aware, some of you are not aware. I'm not saying this to be fear-based. I'm saying this just because this is what came up when I was looking at the whole grand scheme of things. 5G technology. For those of you who don't know, yeah, they've been talking about 5G. They especially started talking about 5G when basically 2020 hit. But as a matter of fact, they didn't actually technically roll out 5G technology until when? Until actually January 5th, 2022. We literally just passed this date where they rolled out 5G technology in, like, I think 140 different countries or something. I mean, and then there's the conspiracy of, like, is this Omicron, 5G symptoms? I mean, who knows? Is it a positive thing? Nothing. I didn't channel that because it didn't come up because I didn't ask the question. But this is what came up about 5G, is that new global control mechanism is 5G technology. And then what was interesting, so they basically wanted to roll out 5G as like a last resort to lower our vibration. Their thinking is like the radiation from 5G technology is going to affect humans in a negative way to lower our vibration so that we don't, so that we can't think for ourselves, so that we're sick, so that we have different symptoms, so that we can't basically raise our consciousness. And I get it. I mean, radiation can and will do that to us. So what I also channeled was that it's not having the effect that they wanted. But I also want to say that it is affecting people all over the world. I want to say that a ton of people are getting sick. I do feel like part of those people, this is just a feeling, this is not a channel, I did not confirm this, but maybe I can confirm this with the GFL tomorrow. You know what, I will confirm this with the GFL tomorrow. I don't have a pen, but I'll try and remember it. Yeah, I want to ask the GFL, are the people getting sick from radiation? Are they getting sick from the 5G rollouts that just took place, right? But what I did channel is that it's having an effect negatively on people, but not as much as they wanted it. I just want to mention another like little bit of conspiracy. So March 11th, 2020 was when they officially announced COVID. January 5th, 2022 is when they officially launched 5G technology. The date between March 11th and January 5th is officially 666 days. Just a fun fact for you guys. I have nothing more to say about that other than just something to be aware of. What I want to say about 5G technology is, and I've actually been teaching this for a couple of years now, is that it doesn't have to affect us if we strengthen our vibrational frequency. So I channeled this back at the beginning of 2020 with the GFL. I said, I'm very concerned about 5G technology. I'm very concerned about the radiation. I'm very concerned about what that's going to do to our vibration. And what the GFL told me back then, and if you guys have been on my channel since 2020, you'll know that this is what they came back with. Once again, take it or leave it, as always. They said, Elizabeth, what do you think we do on board our ships? They said, the amount of radiation we have on our ships because of our propulsion technology, because of our beam technology, whatever the technology they have up there, they have the most amount of radiation. And that radiation can and does not only poison human beings, when human beings interact with these ships in an unsafe manner and an unprotected manner, but that radiation poisoning will affect different beings who interact with the ships as well. So they said it's not about stopping humanity from progressing with technology. That's what they said. Okay, once again, take it or leave it. It's about initiating the correct protection mechanisms with radiation poisoning. So the GFL told me they have radiation protecting devices on board their ships. They also have radiation poisoning protection suits that they also wear to help them basically protect themselves and their bodies from the radiation that's all around them on board those ships. Once again, you guys, take it or leave it. This is not going to be the popular belief that's out there. This is just what I've channeled. I question what the GFL says all the time. I really believe that, take everything with a grain of salt, look at everything with a discerning eye, and take what resonates with you, leave the rest. All right? Always, it's up to your free will, and I recommend question everything. All right? Okay. So, once again, I believe that we are able to combat radiation through strengthening our aura. So then the question is, what decreases our auric vibration? What decreases our ability to protect against different radiation, negative vibrations, shit that's going on in your town, the news, whatever? So the things that will lower your vibration and leave you susceptible to getting sick, radiation poisoning, leave you susceptible to getting injured at an energetic, or even leave you susceptible to getting psychically attacked, is fear, doubt, and insecurity. What are they pushing in the masses right now? Fear, doubt, and insecurity. So how do you combat a low vibrational frequency and radiation poisoning? Love, gratitude, appreciation, forgiveness, connection, the realization that we are all fractals of source, right? Like, we have to bring it to some of the simplest of things of like, wow, like I can drink fresh water in my tap and 40%, 50% of the world population doesn't have that. Like, that's incredible, right? Like, we really need to be aware that right now you're watching this because you have the internet to watch it. Guess what? There's a huge population out there in the world who doesn't have access to the internet, which means that they don't have access to infinite amounts of information. We need to bring gratitude to what we do have, and we need to stop getting sucked into the 3D people in our life who are very negative, the 4D people in our life who are only talking about conspiracies and agenda. That's going to get you down, and the news, right? And everything else is being projected on us in this kind of mainstream, crazy, apocalyptic type of time that we're in right now. All right? Bring it back to the heart center, bring it back to love, quiet your mind, sit in meditation more often, and really focus on the aspects of your life that you can appreciate. All of that is going to strengthen your aura to the point where nothing in this physical reality can affect you in a negative way, because you are just that freaking powerful. And if you don't want to believe that you are that powerful and you want to stay in fear, then this channel is not for you. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again because I'm really, really clear about that. All right? I believe that we are divine fractals of pure, unconditional, infinite source energy. I believe that as this fractal of source energy, we are powerful enough to override everything in this physical reality, including the laws of physics themselves. That's powerful. I believe that. That is not your belief. then there are many other channels that talk about conspiracy theories, that talk about 4D agendas, that talk about 3D, that talk about fear. What you focus on, you create. I make it my mission to see all angles of the bigger picture, but not to get stuck in the ones that don't serve me, right? So that's really important. All right, good. So no fear, but awareness is key. Having all the knowledge is key, but don't hold any fear around it, and understand that you can change any of it because you're that powerful. Okay, I also want to mention too, like another huge push, global control mechanism are the words that came through. Another huge global control mechanism that they're doing right now, like they're really pushing this, is psychic attacks. And basically like individual psychic attacks. That means intrusive thoughts. That means suicidal tendencies. And thank you for those super chats. That means crazy, messed up dreams. Man, I don't know about you guys, but like dreams have been really twisted. And like, luckily, every single time there's some really messed up, twisted dream, I wake up halfway through the dream and I'm like, nope, this is not my doing. This is not a message for me. This is not my creation. And I basically start to go into a full-blown, fight. And then I just raise my vibration to unconditional love, and the dream ends and the entities go away. But the psychic attacks are real, you guys. Once again, suicidal thoughts, intrusive thoughts, like really crazy messed up things like, I'll just drive off this bridge, or like maybe I can take this knife and stab someone. Those are not your thoughts. That is not who you are, but you are getting targeted because you are a beautiful starseed of light, and you are here with power and a mission, and you have the unconditional love to change the frequency, and guess what? They are scared of you, and that is why you are getting targeted. And you need to know that, because all you need to do to thwart these attacks is recognize them and fill yourself up with unconditional love, and they will go away every single time. And when you do this enough, they will no longer bother you. Give it 6 months, give it 8 months, give it maybe a year or two. Yeah, they'll try again, because that's who you are. You're a starseed, and the brighter you shine, the darker a shadow you cast, and that's really just the law of polarity, the law of binary, and that's okay. And you learn from it every time, and you grow from it every time. And I have to remind you that you contracted these psychic attacks and experiences so that you can understand the dark side, so that you can learn from it, so that you can grow and become a very well-rounded, masterful being of light. All right? Okay, cool. Okay, a couple more messages before I get to these last messages about the queen, and like to sum it all up. I do appreciate you guys and your super chats and your love and your discernment and your presence here. I really do. Be sure to like this video if you do like it and enjoy it, of course. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and definitely share this video to other people who are stuck down a rabbit hole, who want to know the truth, but who want to see it from a higher vibrational angle. All right, so share it, like it, and subscribe for sure. Once again, last call out to anyone who wants to join me and, however many people with the Galactic Federation event tomorrow. It's going to be really epic. I'm going to be asking all of your most pressing questions to the Galactic Federation Council. Check out the Galactic Federation of Light merchandise. It's incredible. I wear it pretty much every single day. It's just so comfy, and it has a message and a high vibration. And if you use the code EA2022, you get a free scarf. Be sure that if you're on the Galactic Federation of Light website and you're looking at their merch and you want a free scarf, add in the blue and white stripe scarf to your cart. put in the code and you'll get it for free. And last but not least, we do have the Love Attraction event. So if you are struggling in a relationship or you're really yearning to call in that partner and you're single, 2022 is the year to do it. 222. I mean, this is the year to really find that unconditionally loving partner and human for your life. So that's happening February 14th. Check that out. All the links will be in the description. To summarize this video, okay. Overall, they, and when I say they, I mean the elites. And I also want to just put a disclaimer that not all reptilians are bad. I have to say this because I do say a lot of negative things about reptilians because there's a lot of negative reptilians on this planet. Like, I just can't deny that. And there's negative grays as well, and there's positive grays, and there's a couple of positive reptilians who are working with the GFL, and that's really incredible. So you just have to, once again, understand that they're not all evil, even though we really talk about them in a negative way. I just have to mention that. Okay. So overall, they are scrambling. This is really exciting. They are scrambling to keep us under their control. But they're losing, you guys. They're losing. Keep it in mind. They're scrambling. They're scared because they're losing. They're pushing all of their agendas on us because they're losing. This is a great time to be alive. This is a great time to see the fight, you know, and to witness this World War III that we're in. So high-level notes. So Queen Elizabeth holds basically immense reptilian power on the back end, not on the front end, the back end. Not only is Queen Elizabeth losing faith from the people, but the reps are losing faith in her. So her dying equals she gets cast out, she gets kicked out by this reptilian council, which equals loss of control, which equals absolute darkness, chaos, which equals a really great thing for us because their own greed to be on top of each other is going to be their demise. And I am so certain of that. Like that keeps coming through every single time. Their greed is going to be their demise. It already is. I mean, here we are. We're waking up. We're thwarting their attacks. We're thwarting 5G. We're thwarting their, intrusive thoughts. We're here. We're doing it. We're waking up. We're beyond that. We're questioning. They are still trying to take us down, but we are more powerful than that. And that's why they've been attempting to have control over us. They've been attempting to keep us as slaves this entire time because they're scared of who we are and what we can do. They're scared of how powerful we are once we start to question and wake up and rise above. Even rise above the conspiracy, rise above the 4D, rise above the agendas. They want us to get stuck in the agendas. They want us to fear the fear. But that's not what we're here to do. That's not what we were trained in. We were trained to connect to unconditional love. Because beyond paying the bills, beyond taking care of your kids, beyond answering the emails, beyond keeping your quarantine body in shape, beyond the mandates, beyond all of that BS, you volunteered to be here at this time. You could have been anywhere else in the entire universe, but you chose to be here for a reason. And I believe that all of you are capable of incredibly great things. And I believe that that's why you found this channel, so that I could remind you of who you are, so that I could remind you that everything that I can do, you can do, and probably better. And that's pretty incredible. That being said, last but not least, intuitive mug, what do you think it is? Go ahead, comment below, what is the liquid in this cup? I'll take another sip so you can really feel it. Coming in, coming in. All right. Fruit punch, cranberry, water. Yep. Diet Pepsi, lemonade, green tea, hot chocolate, OJ, fruit punch. All right, you guys are good. You guys are really good. Let's see if I can tip it without tipping it. Oh, I'm really scared. Is it gonna pour out on me? It's orange juice. You guys who got orange juice or even fruit punch, it's tangy, it's sweet, it's a bit bitter. Way to go, you guys. I am very, very impressed. I'm very impressed always by your abilities. I will see all of you at the Galactic Federation event tomorrow. If you can't make it to the GFL event tomorrow, recordings are just $11. If you want to come live, the live ticket's $11. The recording is just $4.44 on top of the live ticket. So check out the bundle. And other than that, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for questioning your reality. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for seeing beyond and rising above. And that being said, I will see all of you in the fifth dimension frequency. Bye for now.